What would you do if all of the files on your computer were suddenly gone and you had no backup? You should have backed up to the cloud. But which service do you use? Let's talk about it. And we're in. So welcome back, everyone. Hopefully a quick video this time. Another super exciting adventure. Anyway, so I was talking with a buddy about cloud storage. And I actually made a cloud storage video a long time ago. And I thought about making another one, but I thought, well, I already made one, so why would I make another one? But I looked up the old video. That was 5 years ago. So I'm sure some things have changed. And so I want to investigate what's the current options for cloud storage. So quick story, I have cloud storage now because it's free, basically, and I'll explain about that later. But originally I did have a network drive. It wasn't a NAS storage type of thing. It was a external drive that you could plug into the router and you could access it and you could put your files there. And I would put everything on that drive, pictures, stuff, whatever, and then it died. I don't know why. I still have the drive, and it probably could be recovered, but when that happened, it was so depressing that I just said, I'm not going to have physical storage anymore, if possible. I don't want to pay for cloud storage, really. If it's cheap, that's fine, but so things have changed. That was 2015, that was a long time ago. Things are different now. You can have RAID solutions and stuff like that. You can have 3 different hard drive copies. That was a whole different thing, but it's just, I still have the suffering, from losing all that information that I've been on cloud storage. So where I started was, I was an Android user then, 2015, 2014. So I had Google Drive. And so I would put all my files in the Google Drive. And I think back then it was $1 a month. It was fine. And I didn't have that much information. It was maybe 15, 20 gigs, just pictures and some documents. So to me, that was fine. And then, time goes on. And eventually I switched to iPhone. So then the pictures and stuff are backed up in the iCloud. So I didn't use the Google Drive as much, but I was using Google Drive still to hold my basically cold information, just documents and stuff, because it's not so easy to do that on an iPhone. So if I did my taxes or had contracts that I needed to save, right? So they would all go in the Google Drive. And what ended up happening is the Google Drive became full. And I didn't want to pay the extra fee for the bigger storage. And so what I found out was, if you bought a device, like a phone or a laptop, even a cheap one, they would give you 100 gigabytes of storage for free for a year. So I did that, I believe 3 years in a row, and I just kept using Google Drive as time went on. And then I would just sell the device that I used it from. And so what ended up happening is, I'm not sure why, but I just stopped using OneDrive. Oh wait, why did I? Oh, okay. So back then, Google Drive, let's say you change your computer from one to another and you install Google Drive, it downloads everything in the drive to your computer. That's what happened. So I was at that time now using a laptop, and so I would use the laptop for a few months, sell it, buy another one, sell it. I was kind of flipping laptops at that point. But I didn't want all the information on the computer, because what if somebody stole the computer, right? So at some point or another, I don't remember exactly when, I changed to OneDrive, because you could erase it from the computer but still access it via the cloud. And that's why I use OneDrive right now. But let's take a look at the pricing now as of entering 2025 for each solution. So we have OneDrive, we have Dropbox, we have Google Drive, which is now called Google One, and then iCloud. So my favorite originally was Google, I guess you call it Google One now, because it's very simple. There's a Google One app for the phone if you have an iPhone. There's a Google One desktop version for Windows, and it just installs, and then there's a folder there, and then anything you put in that folder is cloud backed up. And you get, so here's the pricing, you get 15 gigabytes for free. So that's good. And then if you want the 100 gigabytes, it's $2 a month. Or let's see, $20 a year. That's actually pretty good. $20 for a year. See, I haven't seen this pricing in years. So that's actually not bad, because most people don't have 100 gigs of stuff. Especially if you use Gmail, as most people do. That's probably the best deal. I'm considering to go back to Google Drive now, because they do have the offline option that the OneDrive has. So you can tell it to make the files offload from the computer and only be in the cloud. And the reason for that is because, again, if somebody steals your computer or your laptop, you don't want the files on the actual device. But now they have, newer computers have BitLocker, and that wouldn't be an issue if you have BitLocker. That wasn't a thing back then when I was doing it. So now with BitLocker, you don't necessarily need to have everything stored in the cloud, because nobody's going to be able to get into your BitLocker on a Windows device anyway. So basically it's $2 a month, $20 if you pay in advance. Again, if you have a Chromebook or Android phone, I've seen it, they still do give you 100 gigabytes a year for free. So in theory, if you bought a Chromebook for your kid or something, you could use the 100 gigabyte thing for yourself and then just give them the laptop. Now let's look at, so it's 15 gigs here. Now let's look at OneDrive. So this is kind of weird. I went to OneDrive to see how much it costs, and then it sends me to 365. This screen is different than what I'm used to. It used to have OneDrive used to be separated from Office, and now they're just sort of combined. So you can have a free account with OneDrive. You get 5 gigabytes for free. They used to have a thing where if you referred somebody to OneDrive, they would give you another 5 gigabytes. I logged into mine and now it says it's 1 gig. So that's weird. And I mean, who would you refer to OneDrive? Everybody has OneDrive on their computer. So apparently Windows 11 comes with OneDrive, but Windows 10 you still have to download it. So 5 gigabytes of cloud storage, that's not going to get you very far. And then you have 100 gigs is $199 a month. Or so $199 for 100 gigs. $199 for 100. So they basically matched each other. So it's kind of the same. So between these two, which one would you choose? Well, the thing is, if you use Gmail a lot and or you have an Android device, you would probably pick Google One because it's integrated. And not a lot of people use Microsoft accounts that I've seen. I do, but most people don't. The reason why I started using OneDrive initially was because it's in Windows. So whenever I would change a laptop to another laptop and I log into my OneDrive, everything's there. There's no other thing to download, like an app or something. It's just on the, you can access it right away. So I was changing computers so much that I was like, well, OneDrive is easier. You just log in and you can see the files. They're not on the computer still. When you click on it, it downloads it to your computer. And then later, if you want, you can right click on it and tell it to, it's called free up space, and it takes it off the computer, but it's still accessible via the cloud. Not too many people use Office that I know of, unless it's for work or something. So if you have Office, you get 1 terabyte of storage included for the year. And then we have Dropbox. So I'm not sure, and you can tell me how many people actually use Dropbox anymore. It was a thing for a while, a long time ago. Also, my work, or where I used to work, the entire office was running from a Dropbox. I don't know what plan they had. I think it was 2 terabytes. Maybe it was 3. So basically every computer, the files weren't on the computer. They were running from the server, which was connected to the Dropbox. And so that way everybody could access the information. And if for some reason there was a fire or the computers were stolen, because we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of information, it would be easily accessible from another computer. So as far as security goes, I don't know what the difference is. It seems to me like businesses use Dropbox more than regular people. And I don't know if that's because of security. But here, so Dropbox, if you sign up for Dropbox, you get 2 gigabytes free. So, yeah, I have. So, I mean, I have a Dropbox. I haven't logged into it for a long time. And you can share. The one thing I remember with Dropbox is if somebody else has a Dropbox, you can share files back and forth between the Dropbox. You can probably do that with Google as well, but we had the work Dropbox, right? And then each employee had their own Dropbox. And if somebody wanted to share a file that wasn't part of the main Dropbox, they would just shoot it to my Dropbox, which was convenient, and then it would just be there, and then they could unshare it or it was kind of cool. It's been a couple of years since I've done that, so I don't remember how it works, but it was another probably reason why businesses use Dropbox more than that. So they're kind of so $2. Dropbox is free, but then the cheapest option is $10 a month, but that's for 2 terabytes of storage, so it's double what the other ones are. But I mean, unless you run a business, I'm not sure what you're backing up that's 2 terabytes, unless maybe you could share your account with multiple people. Not sure. Also interesting here, look, if you delete something, you can restore it up to 30 days. and you can edit PDFs and get signatures. So another business type thing, which is nice. And you could transfer up to 50 gigabytes. So it could almost be kind of a host at that point. So that's interesting. 3 terabytes. Seems a little pricey, but if it's for business, that's not a big deal. And then I did search for other random storage things here. And there's just these, like here's Wasabi, $6.99 a month for a terabyte. So it's, I don't know if I would want to put all my files in some random place, but cloud backup. But yeah, they're now very similar. Also, I forgot to add iCloud. So if you have an iPhone, where are the plans? You can actually, if you have an iPhone, chances are you don't use Windows a whole bunch, but if you do, you can install iCloud for Windows, and it will in fact give you access to all of the pictures and videos on your iPhone right on your desktop. I did that for a while, and it was kind of convenient, kind of not. It's not good for work stuff because you log into your photos on iCloud on Windows, and then you get all your personal pictures, and then you have to sift through everything to get to the actual business type stuff. But the reason why I did it originally is, see here, 200 gigabytes for $2.99. At the time, I think it was $1.99, and it was cheaper than all of the other ones. So I did use it. I did use iCloud for Windows for probably almost a year. But the problem with iCloud is every time you reboot the computer, you have to sign into iCloud again and do the two-factor thing. And that's just very annoying, especially if the files are already on the computer. Why do you have to log in again and again? And then I think that's why I went back to OneDrive. And so what I use is OneDrive. And so let me explain how it's free. So I have this plan right here. Microsoft 365 Personal, it's $70 a year or $6.99 a month. You get 1 terabyte of storage. I'm currently using 200 gigs of storage myself because I have in that storage software, PC software. So if I were to set up a new PC, I could log into my OneDrive, and all of the stuff that I normally would download is in there, some games and stuff and some benchmarks. So I don't have to go to the each website and everything. I probably could just have it on a flash drive too, but this is before flash drives were so cheap. So I don't really need 200 gigs, but that's what I'm currently using. But look at this here. Let's see, where is it? It's not showing it. Microsoft. Oh wait, what am I saying? I don't have this one. I have Family. Okay, so normally you would buy this one, right? I have Family. So it's $100 for a year. But you can share it with 5 other people. So what I did was I bought this and I shared it with 5 people that I know, and they each pay $20 a year. So it's free. Those 5 people are paying the $99 per year to me. So I don't pay anything. It's free. So that's why I use OneDrive. Now, whether OneDrive is good or not, I don't know. It's kind of clunky. It's kind of slow. If I try to upload one of my videos from my phone to OneDrive, it has to convert it. which is, I don't know why it does that. It takes a long time. So that's kind of annoying, but it's free, and it comes with Office, comes with everything. Now you would say, hey, Robert, you're scamming people. You're charging them $20 to access your account. No. They would rather pay $20 for a year to have Office. They all use Office. And they all want backups of their computer, which backs up automatically to OneDrive. So it's not as if I'm saying, hey, pay for my subscription so I can get the money. They want the subscription. They just don't want to pay $100 a year, or $69, which is what the normal cost would be. So they're getting a good deal, and I'm getting mine for free. Also, there's a trick with Microsoft Family. Doesn't always work, but if you threaten to cancel, if you go to the part where it says cancel account, it'll say, hey, we don't want you to go. We'll give you the family account for $69 a year. See? So it didn't work one time, but I've been doing that since 21, I believe. So we're in our third year, and it works for everybody. That's why I use OneDrive. It works for me. It's not the best. I would probably go back to Google Drive if it was free. But yeah, let me know what you think. What do you use? Should we have just a cold storage instead? Is OneDrive okay? Just let me know what you think. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. We'll see you next time. Have fun.